Crazy thing. Crazy. Yeah. Something's wrong. All right, looks like I'm back online. I don't know. Yeah, one more time, man. This things giving me the blues here. Get that thumbnail up there. And again, I have been switching networks quite a bit, so I might have got confused. Stupid internet. Okay, so that should do it. Anyway, we were looking at TIVC. I had marked up the charts looking for different levels of resistance and support, and just want to see how it's going to react. This one did not have any like news on today that we could see. Over here on the hour chart right here, we only see news, what, top pre-market gainers. No real news sticking out on this one. It is a healthcare stock, so we know sometimes healthcare stocks need to dip before they come back up. But we'll see. It did get a lot of motion during the pre-market, moving from down here at the right around the 140s, popping up and then going sideways for a while. Then another surge up to 226. And of course, we know with these big moves, these are usually bots getting in here, or the I really don't know if it'll be bigger institutions, but definitely some bot movement into these stocks. But yeah, we're gonna see how it holds this 225 here. And of course, it had the high of the day, 276 up here. And also tested the 250s, but I don't want to put too many lines on here, especially not on the daily. I'd rather have my historical levels back here that actually are the ones that matter, because the daily resistance and support really doesn't really matter a whole lot to me. I want to see them touch some of these. We have about 15 minutes to the bell, and it is just accumulating right under the 250. Now that accumulation can blast off either way, especially into the open. Trying to get back to the highs, get back over the 250s right now, holding up this recent low of the 225. But that's only a 25-cent drop for this thing. ATR on this is, where's ATR? ATR. I almost forgot to check ATR, man. That's crazy. Okay, let me add that. Guess I was missing those. Relative volume. Okay, ATR of 12 cents right now. So 12 cents. I would expect some type of consolidation or something. We'll see how it moves. Sometimes ATR can get knocked out of the park, especially at the open. The ATR may be very small, like 12 cents, but because of the explosiveness of the volume, it can rip way beyond 12 cents. But that retracement, it could be very powerful back to that little 12-cent range from wherever it started. But looking like it wants to check down once again. Put back back over here to oil and the SPY. Oil came all the way back down, struggling with this, what level is this? 177 level on oil, continues to struggle. Let's look at the SPY. SPY has had a nice bullish run. I know a lot of people lost money on the SPY last week with this breakout. This 437, everybody was like, okay, this is a gap. And so it was a couple of confirmation things right here. First, it was running into a previous resistance level right here at the 433s. Then you had this gap fill. Then you had this previous level of what looks like resistance, and everybody was going short or putting on their puts at this level, and it continued to rip up, and they lost a lot of money on that rip out. A lot. Let's look over here on the SPY monthly chart. You see had a nice descent downward. Had a nice buy up off the 432s. Got a little push down, buy back up, tried to get to the 430s. And this explosion right here ended some people, breaking out above that previous monthly high. But yeah, I've done a lot of back testing to kind of get practiced up for TOS. I believe that I am pretty ready for whatever the day brings. We will see. TIVC is pretty much the only thing carrying heat in the small caps for right now. Sometimes news drops around the open or right after the open, maybe like 15 minutes till, and we start seeing those poppers come up. So I would definitely be aware that TIVC may not be the only thing moving. It's just the only thing moving in pre-market. It's got 13 million shares traded on it right now. And all I do is when I do see things that wasn't moving in pre-market, but they're moving in intraday, all of a sudden, I really am like, okay, we got to start the process all over. The same thing I do with TIVC, go and do the same thing with that other one. Go map your resistance levels, map your supports on a higher time frame, and then base your your trades off of that, where it is could that be resistance, could that be support, do it like that, because I've noticed that the daily support and resistance, I mean, the chances that it holds is very low unless we start getting to some more expensive prices. The chances that it holds is just not there, so I try to map out on the bigger time frames. And really above the hour chart, maybe like maybe the 4 hour, but the daily definitely, the weekly and the monthly definitely give you some nice visuals. Good morning, Lori. Back at it again, watching what is to be watched right now, but I don't think it's the last TV show that's going to be on today. And of course, it is another Monday. So Monday is the beginning of the race. So I would say kind of see what the market is giving. Last Friday, like I said, a lot of people got burned because the market continued to go upward when they thought, hey, this is a bearish market. There's a lot of bearish signals, bad things happening in the war. We think this is going to go down. Nope. So this week, is it going to throw them off? Is it going to actually break back down back below that breakout level on the SPY and on the NASDAQ? Let's go over here real quick. Looking at the NQ, we can see on the NQ, this one really didn't do a true breakout yet. Has a high up here of 16s, which this could be the actual reversal. We don't know. It's at 532 right now, but definitely has a breakout level. Needs to get above the 15,700s, looks like. But yeah, a lot of decisions to be made in the market. I don't think it should be a rush to make them. You just watch, observe, and see what news cracks out. Let's look at the news on the NQ while we're here. All right, Market Watch. The Indiana Jones of emerging market investing. Okay, I don't care. North American morning briefings. It's a little bit bigger. Morgan Stanley has boosted its S&P 500 target, but here's where it sees the real opportunities. Big news over the weekend for financial markets was, of course, MarketWatch 50 member and one woman economic tailwind, Taylor Swift. Bro, bro, I'm thinking they talking about real news. They talking about some girl kissing some guy, man. Come on. All right, anyway, let's go to the war. Markets currently are priced for near perfection and overly optimistic about how the conflict ends. Hamas's barbaric massacre of at least 114, or no, not 100, 1,400 Israelis on October 7th, and Israel's subsequent military campaign in Gaza to eradicate the group has introduced for geopolitical scenarios bearing on the global economy and markets. But we saw Friday, people are kind of optimistic about what's going on. Oil's futures, it edged higher. We just saw oil snap back quite a bit earlier today. Let's see, Tyson Foods, Boeing rallies before the bell while index futures slip. Okay. So a little bit of news off the NQ. Let's jump over to the SPY. Hopefully they don't have the same news. All right, President Biden's administration airlines forecast. Okay, that's nothing. Delta to cancel TLV flights. Top 4 ways to lose money. Okay, so whatever. Not a whole lot there. Let's jump over here to NASDAQ. Home Depot. Signal more pain from muted consumer spending. That's cool. If Home Depot comes down quite a bit, I would definitely be a buyer in Home Depot because people always, I mean, no matter what, they're going to be going to Home Depot or Lowe's. And they pay dividends. So I don't know if Lowe's pays a dividend, but I definitely know Home Depot pays one. All right, there is a new bank under scrutiny on Wall Street. Morgan Stanley is wrestling with stock slump and investment banking slowdown and regulatory headaches as a new CEO prepares to take over. The sneaky but smart placed. Okay, so I don't really care about all that. Let's go to BBC. Heavy fighting in northern Gaza. U.S. Senator Tim Scott exits pet presidential campaign. Okay. The Marvels bombs with lowest MCU box office debut. This opening is unprecedented. Is an unprecedented Marvel box office collapse. I don't even know what movie this is for. Superhero movie bombs with lowest. Okay. I don't know how bad this movie was, but okay. I guess. Let's see. Let's jump over here to the war. Israeli president challenged on airstrikes and says Mein Kampf found on a Hamas fighter. Man, I don't know if I believe that, bro. He might have got that from his I don't know, bro. I mean, I know that the Palestinians don't like Israel, but I mean, when it comes to Mein Kampf and Hitler, I don't think he was really on either one of their sides. That's maybe some cap right there, but it's whatever. Let them do what they do. The end of Gaza's most beautiful neighborhood. Most of the children in my family photo are dead. Hmm. Crazy thing is, you found this book on a Hamas fighter. Wouldn't it have some kind of blood or damage on it? That thing looks new. I don't know. War in Ukraine. State media retract report of Russian retreat. Oh man, I don't want to create an account. Oh well. Guess that's the end of BBC right now. U.S. China reach agreements on climate. All right, so markets just open. What were we watching? Not Tesla. Where'd it go? We were watching something else. Oh, TIVC. That's what it was. TIVC. So TIVC did come down and touch this 226 level. This is one of the levels that we got off of the monthly chart. It's doing its thing for now. And if we look back here on the monthly chart, we can see that's a nice little bounce off of what was resistance, jumping up here to the 226 level. The next level is looking like the 240s that had a little bit of possible resistance, but we'll see what it happens at that 240 level on the off of the monthly. Jumping up there, reaching for that 246. But like I said, this is a medical stock. The catalyst for this one wasn't super strong, so I'm expecting some stronger sell side action than buy side action. We'll see though. But we got to see those wicks develop like these back here during pre-market. That's how we'll know those sellers are stepping in. But as for now, not seeing the wicks, only seeing the bodies getting on through here up to 252. Will I trade Target? Target. What's Target got going on today? Target, Target, Target. Target has a does have a dividend. Let's go look at what their dividend is talking about. Let's see what they're trying to pay. TGT. All right. Press the wrong thing. TGT. Am I tripping? Okay. Target, Target. There we go. All right, what's this dividend looking like for Target? I see it's coming down. Is that well, but Target isn't a great company anyway, but let's see what it's got. So it pays a quarterly dividend of $1.10 per share. Right now it's at $108. And if we look over here on the monthly and the weekly, we can see this thing had a crazy crush up during 2020, the pandemic, and is back down here to around 107. Looks like on the monthly, we can see a clear level right here at the 91s. That is actually tested this 90 level and come in contact or come close to this previous level of the 89s. It does have a little bit to go down to that 91 though. Let's see. We have another little level at. Also, another one's popping back up. LIFW. LIFW just popped up there. We'll see if that thing can get any kind of high relative volume. 1 million shares traded on it so far. I'll add that up here. But yeah, back to target. See a couple of levels. I don't know. I think it needs to come down to this 90 level if it can. So I don't know about now. And it is in a nice downtrend as well. And I don't know what could lift the price of Target back up right now. I don't even know. Are they gonna support the war? How are they gonna what are they gonna do? You know, I don't know what they would do to reclaim what they've lost. LIFW, looking on the monthly chart, this thing has been getting pushed down for a while. Let's jump over here to the daily on it. So we see the daily, we have a top side of 741 that is kind of pushing under. Do we have any news on LIFW? We do not for today. Okay, so let's jump over to the regular trade chart. Jumped up there from 6 up to the 692s. Probably is going to need to do a pullback. Okay, back over to TIVC. So remember the levels that we marked here. This became a level of resistance, and this level was from the monthly chart. And this is why I don't really care about daily levels that are set up. The monthly, the higher time frames matter. And you can trade off of here. You can say, okay, well, I'm gonna, especially off of the open like it did, you could trade these levels and put your stops under these levels. Now on this one, this would have stopped you out if you put it right under. But you know, these levels definitely mean something to most traders that do their analysis correctly, looking from the top down. And you can see that. But like I said, to see if those sellers are going to be stepping in, we got to see these candles close and wicks forming on top. So we got a wick here, got a wick here. Will there be more wicks pushing this thing back under, back towards the 225? There's 230s, 220s, another tap of this level. Remember, this is the other level we found. Had a little bit of bounce there, but needs to go ahead and, well, it's all the way under the 225 at this point, so not a whole lot more it needs to do. And looking back over here on the monthly chart, got right in this zone, tested the top of these body candles, and now is getting pushed down. The previous day or previous month, this high was 182. So 182 breakdown could get it going down to 135. We'll see. But as of now, we are seeing those wicks form on the 15-minute. If we look over here on the hour chart, we can see that hour dove right on through those levels here, touched and go downwards. Possible bounce, maybe 180s, but quite a bit of a move down there. LIFW is still beaming up though. LIFW looks like it got up there and tapped 7. It definitely has a bigger range than the other one. ATR of $2.06 over here. But the relative volume on this thing is still quite low in comparison to where it was what, a couple of days ago. 1, 2, 3, like 3 days ago, 5 days ago. Relative volume is 0.46. Usually we look for a relative volume over 3 deviations out. But yeah, especially for lower prices, because the bigger price ranges, I mean, you get to over $10. If it has, RVOL of maybe 1 or 2, it may continue to 3, and it may be just opening up. So, but these cheaper ones, they definitely need some pretty high RVOL to carry them over. Let's go back and jump over to TIVC. Coming back over that level. Let's jump over here. Main TIVC. Trying to hold this with all this little might. Has 5 minutes left on this candle. But with this topping wick, it needs to erase this topping wick to get back bullish, because that's the only way. It's gonna have to pop up and just go big green. But that's a very hard thing to do at this point. Let me see. Mike D says Target has earnings coming up. Plus Christmas is coming up too. So a lot of people sometimes shop at Target. That would be a bigger thing for me. Christmas is coming up. So even though they're having earnings, I want to see what their sales are looking like, what their what kind of preparation do they have for Target, and can they implement something now? TIVC is looking like it's going towards $2 here. Fighting, so this previous buy area here, buy candle is completely being taken out. So past the 210, this thing is pretty bearish. Starts dying toward past the 210. Only up 79% now, was up 100 something. And has what, 4 minutes left on this candle. So all we did was identify level of support and resistance, watched it play out, say, hey, is this support, is this resistance? And we see this is resistance. So we can actually change this. Which one? I think it's 5. 5. So definitely went into a resistance. And then down here, don't know if this is going to be support or resistance, but this is the pretty much where it started from, right before it broke over the 2s. Jump back over to LIFW, working its way around the 7s. But I really don't see any true buying area where you could just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy here. Maybe back here at the 5s, but it didn't really have that volume coming out of the open. So 590 still pushing up. Big range. 720s. This thing's up almost 40%. Mike D says just bought a diagonal on TGT target 350. 350. Now is that diagonal is that heavier on the put side or heavier on the call side? Like, are you expecting, or are you covering yourself? Are you doing like it's like a what do you call it? What is your overall thesis? Do you think it's going to continue down or go up? Okay, so I see on a LIFW it is coming back up here to the 742. This was an area that I think I've marked on another time frame for some reason, but it's just sitting out there. I don't really know what the action is going to be there, but definitely heading into that level. Jump back over here to TIVC. It slightly broke down the 210, but with this candle, with this wick and how it's ending towards the downside, this is some very, very strong sell pressure here. About to close this candle up in less than a minute, 30 seconds. Bought a 105 January call, sold a December 110 call. Okay, okay. Let's see. So let me look back at Target, see if I can analyze it. All right. So you got a 105 January call. Okay, 105. So you want it to be above 105 by expiration, and then a 101. Then you sold the 110 call, and that means you want it to stay under 110. So you want it to stay in between 105 and 110, basically. And if it breaks to either side, um, you can probably sell or buy one of those. So your prediction is between 110 and 105. Okay. And the good thing is if it does go up over 110, then you got that call and you can get rid of that sold December 110 call. You play it both ways up and down. Yeah, that's smart. It's pretty much a covered call. When you said diagonal, I was like, but I guess it's different because a covered call usually just involves a call and a put, not buying a call and buying a put, but you're actually selling something. All right, so LIFW is not giving up just yet. Just touched that what looks like resistance up there at the 741. And where is TIVC? Still holding right at that 210 level on TIVC. Really don't know what kind of catalyst is causing LIFW to go up today, but it's one of those. It's like, yes, there's opportunity. The thing's moving up big. Uh, Getting up here again, testing this level, finding some short action up here though at this 750. Let's see if they can push it down hard and heavy. 750s straight through 750s. Wow. Needs to get back under the 740s. I always hear people say, man, shorting, going short is way easier than buying and going long. They're absolutely right. Because going long, you're actually saying, okay, not only is the value of this thing going to increase, but I also want to buy the best, pretty much the best prices low. And what if it never goes up? That's the risk that we're willing to take, right? On the flip side, shorts take a bigger risk, even though it's quote unquote easier to know, hey, there's no value here. This thing's going down, right? If it does start ripping, we've seen a lot of times where those shorts get their backs absolutely destroyed by something that they didn't expect to go up. You know, it's like, man, there's no value here, and all of a sudden they're getting a margin call from their bank. 771. Well. That thing is up what 50 or 45% right now. TIVC came back up, touched this resistance level that we had marked as resistance. Has a low of the 205s on this previous candle. And again, this is what we're looking for, is these wicks to show sellers are stepping in strongly. And we're seeing these wicks, and these bodies of these candles are ending towards the bottom side of these candles. Yep. Okay. LIFW all the way to $8 now. Had this little hold point and definitely broke two previous daily candles of highs back into this area where it had lost from, which was a fall from the 11 all the way down here to the 699. Crazy. All right, TIVC, a repeat candle, selling wick and looking for the breakdown of the 204s. Okay. LIFW, huge range. I really don't know what a real pullback on this one's going to look like, because it's just going. But now sellers are stepping in above this level of the 750. And if I was a short and I was seeing this, I'd be like, man, why not take a trade in this level before it goes back under 750? Because your risk is back up here at 824. What is the chances on this candle or the next candle that it's going to shoot up that high? Very low risk. If it does, hey, you just stopped out, right? You're risking what, 50 cents back up here to over 8? It may do a little bit of consolidating there at the 50. Nice little slowdown on the tape and pretty much on everything here. Okay. Flipping back and forth. But yeah, LIFW and TIVC were the only things that I saw moving this morning. We haven't really seen any other top gainers up here. These have pretty much stolen the show. LIFW taking a nice little humble dip down. making shorts more and more confident in this level of the 750 breaking down. Let's actually look at the SPY as well and see what it's doing. SPY had a nice little drop back down to this 438 level. Look over here on the monthly for the SPY, still holding above the breakout level of this previous month though, 438.27, which is where I think it just tested. Mike D says exactly, by January 19th, if TGT runs up, more profit. That's what it's about. And that's one thing that I really liked about options is the way that you can play both ways. Of course, you can do that with stocks too. You know, you can go long. You can go, a lot of people, they have multiple accounts. They'll go long and short on something, but it's a lot easier with options to do that. You're trading those derivatives. All right. For some reason, TIVC just does not want to break down yet, even though it looks like a loser. And the thing that will trip people up, especially that are looking at lower time frames, they'll look at this and they'll be like, okay, this right here is a higher low. This is a higher low at 208. And they'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to play off of this 208 and we're going to see how that 208 does after it finishes faking people out here. 208. And this is one of those things that is made on today. It's an intraday level, which I don't trust intraday levels. I'm thinking it can go on down, but we will see if 208 does hold. This candle will be closing in about 5 minutes. And these are the people that are coming in like, hey, man, it made a higher low. Let's get it. Will they survive? 10 cents away from 208 right now. Back over at LIFW, still holding above this 750 level on the 15-minute. And it's looking like it's going to end up closing in a losing position. Even if it closes green, still a whole lot of selling pressure up here to defeat. I see another one popping up there from last week, INVO. INVO. INVO, let's look at the monthly chart. So again, this one has a nice downtrend. Pop back over the 119s, 121s. Does it have any news on the day? No news on the day on this one. Just a previous mover that's still getting action. If we look on the weekly chart, I mean, see, this is what I don't like. Look at all these pullbacks, all this giving back of value there on the monthly. It'll be a different thing if this was like the daily, but man, monthly getting killed. Moving from what, $12 down here to $4 in a month. Not very good. Not looking very good there. Daily indecision. and still very, very far away for it to break that $2. All right. TIVC running out of buyers in this little level above the 208s. Um LIFW, the spreads are kind of opening up now. Don't know what it's trying to do. Just saw like a bigger spread. It was like 60 to like 80. We'll see. Trying to push back up here. Only a minute left. All right. But yeah, I'm thinking it can get back below that 750. It was the best looking stock on the day, just does not have any news, kind of continuation. And looking out here on the monthly chart, just not looking good overall. This big drop down into this level, working its way down. You know, nice little downtrend and not even a gap up today. Only just a move after the open. And then same sentiment with TIVC. Just like, bro, what are you gonna do? So got up here, this indecision level right here is at the 215, 214-ish level. Let's see what happens underneath that. Go ahead and remove that. Which one was it? Should be the one I just created. And then this one down here is the 11. Okay. And I'm looking for the breakdown of 208, basically. Looking for shorts to get even more aggressive. All right, but anyway, that's pretty much the stream for today. You know, we've seen these top two movers not really doing a whole lot. Um, we identified the levels, and you know, by identifying the levels, we can stay out of a lot of things. You know, when you get in and you're like, man, I wonder should I buy here? I wonder should I buy there? Well, look back on the charts and see if there's historical support there, and don't be surprised if it continues to drop, right? Especially if it's just an intraday support, just on the day of, hey, this is the support, because that could be manipulation. They could be like, okay, let's hold this thing right here and see who buys, and then let's drop it, right? But it's a whole lot better off if you get a historical support. Anyway, though, that is it for me today. I'm gonna keep my eye on the market and see what happens later on today. We'll see if the predictions were right. Can it break down the 208s? For LIFW, can this thing go ahead and, well, okay. Never mind. LIFW is already getting killed back below this level of the 750s. So, you know, just market watching out here, stalking the market, looking for those opportunities. LIFW may give some more opportunities today, but it's pretty much back in the level that it came from this morning, headed back to that what $5 level. So I'll be careful on that one being a fader for the rest of the day. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to keep your head on a swivel if you're going to continue trading. We saw this thing make a lower, another higher low here, 209. So it almost touched that 208 level. A little bit of buying pressure coming because that's two times it's made higher lows. Coming back up to this resistance, it may actually even pop pop over it, but another higher low without a fail. But yeah, that is it for me today. Again, appreciate you guys for stopping by. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.